Okay, so let's load our game where we left off. We're playing solo and all that. And for people unfamiliar with Medieval Dynasty, it is a well, I guess you'd call it a settlement builder. It's a survival game, but it's a survival game that a big part of the survival game is to like build up a town, make it like a city or whatever, little by little. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. That, you know, it gets bigger and bigger, that kind of whole thing. Let's see. Oh, and just last night, Christmas Eve, of all times, a transformer blew somewhere up the road and knocked out power. Was able to get to sleep, even though I normally sleep when the power goes out. That's no fun. Yeah, no, I didn't get much sleep last night. My mother was kind enough to get us a hotel because my older brother's been staying at my parents' house since they need the help. Because, you know, my dad's not in the best of health. It is what it is. Oh yeah, we took our first death the last time we played. That's right. A tree hit the ground and then bounced back up and just did me in. I forgot about that. So that's why my life is so low. Okay, so we were building 2 houses here. And I got this one done. I need to get this other one done. And then we're looking for more people to live in our town. But yeah, so if you look at it, what we're trying to do is build up this settlement. So there's nothing here to begin with. I mean, that's not true. There's a bunch of trees. It's like a forest to begin with. And what we ultimately have been doing is slowly clearing the land, building houses, building various businesses and all that. Well, not necessarily businesses, but, support infrastructure, all that kind of stuff to slowly expand our operation here, make our town bigger and bigger. That's kind of older brother. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely. Like older brother's been like really stepping in. He was living in town. It's just like with Pop not doing well, you know, one of us had to go there, and me and Tomb really couldn't go because she wouldn't be able to realistically do her commute to work that far every day. Older brother lives on the opposite side of the country, so he stepped in. He was already in town in the area anyways, but still, he's done a lot for him. But with all that, you know, there wasn't really a place for us to stay there because, you know, he was there. So what happened instead was for a gift, my mother went and got us a hotel room nearby. It was kind of cool. It's a hotel room meant to support one of the local businesses in the area. Well, I shouldn't say local business. It's a bunch of businesses in the area, but they have lots of contractors come in. You know, they'll have them show up for usually a couple of months at a time. And so it was basically almost meant as like temporary apartments for a lot of those people, whereas it was a hotel, but it was like you're expected to probably rent out like a month or whatever. But, you know, they rent out regular rooms. But it was kind of neat in that it wasn't your typical, like, hotel style. It was kind of like having, like, a studio apartment for a hotel room. And that was kind of neat, like, that a little oven and all that kind of stuff. We didn't end up using any of it because we're just there for, like, Christmas Eve night. But it was cool. And I appreciate it because it saved me doing a really long drive back and forth. Actually, I clicked out of the window. Strider had paid me for 3 seasons of SnowRunner for his biggest helper. Yeah. No, I know my parents got my old brother, I think it was a gift card to some, like, I think it's a gift card for a local restaurant he likes, if I remember correctly. There's probably more to it, but you know, I can miss details. Do I have enough for another torch? I probably don't. I need straw. Yeah, so what we're doing right now in the game is I'm just trying to up my town's population. I've got a ton of different jobs for people to do, but what I don't have is people to do those jobs. And we're really good standings with the town. The issue I'm running into at the moment is just, I need to physically go there and be like, hey, you two, I need you here. But they won't move in unless I have a place for them to stay. So we're working on that. I'm sorry that you can't really see very well. I didn't realize I didn't have a spare torch. So my torch ran out. I was no longer able to see. Alright. But yeah, so you got the basic mechanics of, like, hunger and thirst and temperature and yada yada yada. In practice, it seems like that's mostly hunger and thirst, and then just, like, making sure you get, like, a little bit of clothing. It seems the game's pretty tolerant in what winter is like. But, so far, the game has felt pretty good. That a lot of it is around building your town and all that. That there's the survival elements, and you certainly do need to deal with them. But it's not one of those games that I find myself having to, like, somehow manage to make 8 or 9 pieces of meat happen every day for myself just to barely eke by, like a lot of survival games tend to get after a while. So I really do appreciate that. Because people have heard me complain plenty on the channel when you get the survival game that's, like, really a chore. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, so we've got, like, the blacksmithy build. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff. Each season in our game lasts for 3 days. So this is the second day of this season. And then when each season changes, there's a job board that gets new jobs on it. Alright, so I need some stones. But yeah, so we are going to build the second house, and that should give me slots for 4 more people, I believe. Because I'll have the one house I built last time that I didn't get a chance to put anyone in, and then the next house will be able to get 2 more people. I do think I am going to be focused mostly ahead of anything else of just trying to get our food stabilized. That once I can get that, I can start worrying about all the other luxuries. Now, one of the balancing things this game does is it adds another element that most survival games don't have with the whole city you're dealing with. And that basically the idea is the bigger your town gets, the more you have to pay in taxes to the crown. So it is kind of one of those things that you have to, have a certain amount of balance in your town between having your people just survive and having something to sell. So it's a neat game. Because it definitely breaks from the typical survival mode, where it's like you have lots of survival games that do put a lot of effort into building. You've got Green Hell, The Forest, Valheim, lots of them let you go really, really far into the building side. But for a lot of them, the building doesn't really matter much outside of a few productivity benches or whatever. Like, you can build, but why? Like, that's kind of how I felt with The Forest, is like 90% of the stuff you built wasn't necessary. Not The Forest, I'm sorry. That's what I felt about Green Hell, is 90% of the stuff you built didn't really matter. Like, you needed the campfire and you needed, like, a place to sleep. But otherwise, you just had to manage your food and whatever. And you could mostly stay out of fights and all that. The Forest, I believe there is a lot more reason to build, if I recall correctly. Well, no, I'm not even sure about The Forest, honestly. I know I played the original a little bit. I never got into number 2 just because I didn't manage to get a hold of a key, and like it was fairly misaligned to the type of games I typically play on the channel, mostly because of the whole cannibal thing. But as a result, I wasn't willing to drop the $50-$60 for it, and then like it's gone on discount, but even though it's discount, it's like, nah, I still can't justify that. Because also we have like chill vibes in here while we certainly play like games like Project Zomboid and State of Decay and all that. I don't know, to me The Forest hits very different. Like, not in a bad way, just not aligned with the type of content I typically do. Like, I do lots of survival game, but the forest almost kind of creeps into the not quite horror kind of end. Like, it sort of is. And while people be like, well, yeah, but State of Decay and Project Zomboid are also horror. Project Zomboid, yes, thematically is horror. I would not call it a horror game personally. And then State of Decay, again, thematically is horror, but it's really arcadey. So it doesn't hit like I would imagine most horror games hit. That torch went pretty fast. Alright. Oh yeah, I need to adjust that timer. I was gonna do that last time. The one for announcing. For those who missed my big announcement the other week, my big announcement was that I have joined the Halcyon Frequency stream team. And that mostly means there's a group of streamers who play a lot of similar games to myself and all that, that we have joined together as a team. Like, the team already existed, I'm a new member, as well as Alanorama. Ultimately, it just means there's, like, more opportunities, like, collaborate, that kind of stuff. There could also be, like, sponsorship opportunities, because some sponsors will look and they'll be like, well, they're not looking to hire a person. They're looking to, like, kind of hedge their bets and have, like, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or whatever people that they want to sponsor. That way, if you know, like, one stream doesn't land, like, say I'm having technical issues, or I end up having, like, a bad bug during the stream and all that, that's not the only representation of their game that gets out. Which is totally fair and reasonable. Because sometimes you just have bad luck. That, like, I'll just have, you know, my specific video card and CPU has a problem. And it's not that that's not good feedback, it is. But at the same time, that can be a situation where the vast majority of people be perfectly fine. But if that's the only representation you have for your product, it makes it look bad. And in some games, you know, they're far more suited for multiplayer and all that. So it gives us an opportunity, like those kind of games, that we can have a whole thing where we group together. It's good times. I've been wanting to join the team for a while, so I'm glad it finally happened. Alright, so... I need sticks. So I can make myself a new torch. Now we'll run down here, get a sippy sip of water, and we'll go cut down some more trees. And there are dangerous animals in this game as well. There's bears, there's boars, there's wolves. We so far have not died to any of the animals. The only death I've taken is to a tree. Which, you know, real shocker there. Oh, I need more sticks. It'll be nice when it's daytime again. It fell on you? So it fell and it bounced up and hit me. So the initial fall didn't get me. It bounced up and it kind of bounced at me when it bounced. Every time you hear, like, the brush move and all that, it's not that you panic, you're like, what made that noise? Who am I throwing hands against? Oh, and there are bandits as well. I've only seen them once, and I had way too much stuff on me, so I was like, nope, and I just ran away kind of thing, which was totally viable. Alright. And my understanding is as long as they relieve the tree stumps, trees will regrow in this game, but it does take a long time. Alright. And we'll need to eat something in not too long. Oh, and you don't need to sleep in this game. I actually appreciate that that's not a requirement. Like, I get it. It's a pretty reasonable, thing for a lot of games. There's a lot of games that they balance around there. That's how they handle saving or whatever, which is fair. But some of these games, like, the sleep just becomes kind of a disruption of what you want to do. So in this game, I can sleep as a way to recover health and all that. But I don't have to. The only time it makes you sleep is when the season changes. So every third day, at the very end of the night, it will kick you back to your house, and your character sleeps until the season change. And that's just a way they can reset the world around you to, be the next season without, like, having to have some big, like, transition you watch or whatever. So it saves them a whole bunch of asset work and all that doesn't really add anything important to the game. Isn't super important. All right. Alright, another house done. Okay, do I have any food on me? Because I haven't been keeping track. On unripe berries. I grabbed a ton of them for some reason. That's fine. I can put that torch away. So what I'll do is I'll drop those off at the stock house. But my realism, joking. We gave civilized save effort. Oh yeah, no, we've had that whole conversation a billion times in the channel about, like, how important realism is versus other things and not, all that. There are people who pop in the channel who will, like, they need to do that because realism is like, man, I really don't care about realism. It's not that I go realism actively bad, but if the decision is ever between gameplay and realism, gameplay wins. Every single time. Every single time. No contest. Every single individual time gameplay wins. Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. Like, there was this whole thing that people would pop on a lot, and they'd be like, well, when you're playing a game, you need to choose the balance between, realism, gameplay, and, balance of your mechanics against themselves. And then depending on what genre you're in and what your goals for the game is, like, how much you tilt those scales and all that. But, like, when it comes to me as the player choosing the game, those like, gameplay is number one for me, personally. Like, gameplay is number one, like, that bar the whole way up. Most important thing, just about the only important thing. The balance of the game, that's not unimportant. I do need a little bit of that, because I don't like it when there's a game where it's like, what weapon you use? That one. Because that's the right weapon you use. That's the good weapon, all the rest are crap. So you need at least enough balance that there is actually, well, I can choose this one, and it's got this advantage, or I can choose that one, it's got that advantage. And it might still be that ultimately you come down to, there is a meta with this weapon that when you consider the advantage and disadvantages, it's kind of the one that usually wins, but there's enough circumstances that it's not the ideal answer that you should at least consider mixing up your weapon choices if it's the kind of game where you have multiple people with weapons. Or it's worth carrying another weapon for those situations it's not good. And then realism, I really don't give a crap about at all. Like, it's fine if it's there. I'm not unhappy if a game is realistic. But, like, on the scales of things that matter to me, it is bottom of the pile. Straight up in the basement. Graphics is pretty far down there too for me as well. Now that's what I know a lot of people have different decisions on.
Sometimes I've got a feeling the whole world freezes for a moment, as if somebody paused it. How do you do?
I need you to stop breaking the fourth wall. I'm creating a new settlement. I'm looking for good people to join.
There was this guy in the tavern who called himself Sparrow. Sorry.
Alright, so we recruited the lady breaking the fourth wall. As you do. Alright, so we've got 2 houses that are unoccupied, so you live in that house now. And what are you good at, lady? You are good at fishing and whatever the heck that symbol is. It's not hunting. What is that symbol? I wish I could mouse over it and it would tell me. I also wish when I clicked off of it. Like, I think, is that supposed to be like a squirrel? I can't really tell. So that's extraction. That's hunting. This is the farm. That's fishing. That's crafting. I'm guessing that's the kitchen, maybe? I don't know. We're gonna try it. Because if I know. So, okay, so that counts as crafting. There's no workers there. I put you in the hut instead. Okay, that's fine. You're 3 at that. That's good enough for me. So she's still unhappy because she doesn't have water, wood, or food.
I'm pretty sure he stole my money. Hello there.
All right, we got another person in. I'm gonna go here. All right, what are your skills? Slaobra or whatever. We'll make you. You can be a farmer or a hunter. Like, you can do pretty much any of the stuff. So let's look here. So you've got the excavation shed. That's fine. All the other ones, you've already got people. I could put her on the hunting lodge, or I could put her on the farm. I think I'll put her on the hunting lodge for now. So we hopefully get that sorted out. Alright. Gathering, I think? Gotcha. Well, let's go dip in the river, because we're getting stinky. Alright, so we took all people there. That said, I would need more people potentially in our town. Unfortunately, there's no one else left there for me to recruit. I don't believe there's any quests on the board for me still. So I might be stuck heading to the next town over. Where is the notice board? It's over here. Yeah, we did them all. Yeah, so we got a bunch of towns. We haven't been to a lot of them. I'm facing north at that one. Oh, there's an exclamation mark to the north. Let's track that down, see what it is. See if I care. Do we have any quests left? I don't remember where we left off with that thing. No. Okay, they need something, but right now they're sleeping, so I can't do anything about that. How are we doing on time? It's like 6 something. They should be getting up in a minute, I think. Alright. Yeah, so we're continuing to expand our town. Pretty soon we'll start having the problem of a bunch of people having babies, and that'll be a whole thing. But we can worry about that when we get there. Tamila, I need you to wake up, please. That's all I need, Tamila, is I need you to get up. The other thing I need is to potentially start going towards farmland. I think that'll be, or not farmland, the animal pen. I think that'll be like one of the next things I need to do is get some animals going, so get fertilizer as a source. Because the fertilizer will stabilize my fuel. Oh my god, it's gonna take way too long. I don't care anymore. Alright. Wonder what that is, that it's all blocked in red. Oh, those are gonna be the 2 people we have there. That's my town. Let's just go back to town and just work on stuff. I'm not gonna worry. We're just gonna go back to town. We're gonna work on stuff. Be productive. Hey, Lanix, how's it going? And Proger and everyone else? Alright. You guys might as well get some hide and some food while we're on our way back. That's fine. There you are. You're not super worried about it. Just figured as we're running back home, bring an animal or 2 with us. We'll chip in on the food supply. Oh, there's clay right here? I didn't know that. So it's probably all I think this respawns at every season. Because you can use the clay to insulate my homes and all that, so I don't need nearly as much firewood to keep them all sorted. I appreciate there's a lot of clay here. I was getting worried it's just gonna be like 1 node is gonna give me like 10 clay. Alright, our farmers are complaining about something. Okay, so we're all good there. Yep, so basically right across the river from the house, we do have clay. That's good to know in the future. Alright. We can put that clay in the resource place and potentially make daub with it later. And just work on insulating all our buildings and making them nicer. It could also be what's happened is we hit the point that they harvested the crops we had here. I think that's exactly what happened. They harvested the crops, which is good. But, like, it's good because that means we got a bunch of plants. But it's bad because I don't have any fertilizer for them. Now, let's check management real fast. So yeah, so it's saying that we need seeds. Let's look at our buildings that are producing stuff. The herbalist's hut does not have any assignments. Just gonna tell them to get a bit of everything. Because I don't know what I do and don't care about. Okay, we have to learn all his recipes. Well, I'm guessing this means I'm gonna have a bunch of these that, yeah, so we can't get them to work on that more. I don't really want to have to change this every time. That's kind of a bummer. But I think that's fine. I don't really feel like you need the deadly nightshade right now. Let's see. It's used for health loss and poison, so I don't care about that. It's used to reduce alcohol intoxication. Don't care about that. Alright, so that's probably going to be one we actually do care about when it's in season. I feel like all the mushrooms I want on the list. I just don't want to adjust it every one, so it's... hey, Rual, you could switch the tunes. It's a bit heavy for me, content that you're doing. Never mind, it's better now. Oh yeah, I know it's a playlist. How do you upgrade your build limit on this game? I think... Lazy mode herbalist is everything 1%, and then they harvest when they can. Make stuff that as they unlock it. Gotcha, right now I'm going to leave it the way it is. My understanding for the buildings, to get that to be higher, I believe you have to, like, increase your Dynasty reputation or something, so that, there's somewhere in here it says, like, your development stage. I think it advances your development stage. That's my impression. I don't know that for sure. Hey, Belenar, how's it going? I'm gonna quickly get you a shout-out. For those who do not know, Belenar, that's another member of the Halcyon Frequency stream team, was doing some GeoGuessr earlier today. So good times there. But does a lot of indie games and all that good stuff. So if you're looking for indie game content, you can absolutely find it there. So welcome in. Definitely recommend to follow. Iconwords, maybe, possibly, sort of. Alright, so we've got a bunch of houses built. We couldn't find enough villagers to go to the houses right now. I got 2 spaces open. Let's see what else we can make useful at the moment. We have our extraction buildings made. We can't get the bigger house yet. Can't get the fishery going. We can... No, we have all those already. So we could do animal husbandry of a hen house. That we haven't built one of those yet. gonna go ahead and place that there. I don't really know where it should be. Alright, so you need some stones. That rock's make-believe. Didn't pop your neck? Oh. I was gonna check what happens when they start banging on one of these stones. Because there's some of these stones will actually show up as stone, the bigger ones. And my assumption is, I bang out with my pickaxe a little bit.
Occupational health and safety. I can just smash things. But not much.
Cool. That periodically can go through and just break up the rocks themselves. I shorted that. There you are. I haven't been hunting at all, so it's not been leveling, so I'm trying to take a little bit. Yeah, and that's the thing, is mostly that. I noticed, like, once in a while, I'd have, like, a rock along a shoreline, like a little shoreline here or whatever. It's just, like, kind of one rock by itself. So I wanted to see if, like, when I destroyed the rock, if it cleared up space or how that worked. Man, it feels like all my axes, pickaxes, and that are suddenly more frail. But I know that's even, like, actually true. It's been a while since I played. But yeah. Oh, right. The timer. Give me 2 seconds. I want to adjust one of my timers real fast. It was just a little bit too aggressive. Which is fine. I try and keep the timers so they're not super duper invasive and all that. We'll go with this. That should be a lot better. Because you wanna have the timers go enough that people actually see the important stuff and all that. But you also don't want it to be so much that, like, the timer's constantly
Take a sip.
nagging.
What's the worst that could happen?
Alright. I hope everyone who celebrates did have themselves a good holiday. Anyone else hope your day went well? Or has been going well? I know there's a lot of people who have already... You're already in tomorrow. You're already in the future. You're already in what, I believe it's in the UK they call Boxing Day. So, you know, the day after all the gift giving happens that you go, oh, I didn't really need this, or oh, it's not my size, or whatever reason you gotta, you know, you gotta take stuff back. It happens. Hey, Infinite Simplex, how's it going? Alright. Huh. The sheer amount of missing forest, just every time you just look and there's just tree stumps as far as the eye can see, and you're just like, ah, yes. Humanity has had such a wonderful impact on this area. There's an obstacle in the build site? Oh, I am the obstacle in the build site. That's fair. You're having a bit of pain, otherwise everything's okay? Well, I hope you start feeling better, whatever your pain's going. Things are going pretty good here. Nice to indicate. You're working, oh my god, literally about to pass out. It's that dead here today. Yeah. I used to get so frustrated working retail. They would always extend our hours, but wouldn't bother telling the customers that they extended our hours. And so you'd have like the normal hours, everything would be fine, and the moment you got into the evening, straight up dead. So you'd stand around going, "My, it really sucks that I'm on commission. There's no customers to interact with." Anything to break up the monotony. All right. I'm gonna leave it all there for right now. Okay, so we need to take a sippy sip of water. I also forgot to grab the fertilizer, so what I'm probably gonna do is grab our big whatever money I've got collected. I'm gonna grab that, and we're going to run it to town. Actually, can I just make a bunch of fertilizer? I really wish this game had where you could pull from storage directly to craft. Like, not even as, like, the balance kind of issue or whatever. Just for the convenience of not having to, like, track down... Oh, I don't have the rot anyways. Okay. That's lovely. You unlocked potions, you can sell the mushrooms? Yeah, no, we sold mushrooms in the past. Do we really not have more money than that? Did I put in storage, maybe? I may have put in storage. Or I'm basically just almost broke. I have the herbalist, I just started them working, but we haven't actually been making potions. The issue I have right now is I've got a whole bunch of fertilizer and none of the stuff I need for that. Is this better than Minecraft? I would say they're completely different games. Can't even punch tree. What is even the point of this game? All right. No dragon, worst game ever. It happens. I figure I'd take all this clay, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of daub. If I can remember where the heck I do that. I think it was in the barn. All right. Oh yeah, none of it gets dangerous at moments. The thing is, the animals have like their territory they're in, and I haven't really seen them leave their territory much. So as long as you're paying attention, you tend not to run into too much problems. You like the shirt? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and make ourselves some daub, because I could use the daub to insulate the houses more and more. I'm gonna try and do where like I finish one house and before I start the next one. It does seem to be very resource intensive to do it, but that's okay. I think part of the idea is I'm gonna end up having people that we just assign them to all the buildings, so they're always making stuff. All right. Yeah, I'd say one of my big things I wish was different about this game is it falls into the trap that so many survival games do, where they get really, really heavy on the inventory management, like really restricting your carry weight and all that. And that's mostly fine, but for stuff like where I'm in town, I'm kind of just like, can I just you know, just craft from my inventory in town, not have to like track down where my stuff is. All right. And this will reduce our use of firewood, because it won't lose heat as fast. Which does also make me curious, for the rooms that aren't homes, does it matter? Because you don't put firewood in those other buildings. Alright, fully insulated. So yeah, it's gonna take me a long time to insulate all these houses. But the big thing is to keep reducing as much as I can, either increase my supply of various materials or reduce my consumption. All right. Because as my town grows, those kind of things will end up being a problem. Okay. They sell the inventory, shared inventories are shared, so cross map. Yeah. No, it's just well as classic. I do appreciate that this game doesn't just follow all the same trends that like so many other ones have done in the past as well. That they do sit there and be like, okay, we're gonna use this one, but we're not gonna use that other one. Because I definitely complained in the past that it's like a game in a genre will do something that, in my opinion, kind of distracts from whatever the value, the point, whatever you want to call it is for the game. But because they got big and famous or whatever, then everyone does it, and you're like, but no, this is a negative. Please stop it. Alright, so faster building, don't care. Less stamina consumption while building, don't care. Experience. Insulating walls lowers firewood, we already got that. Lower durability loss, more experience, crafting speed, crafting speed, crafting speed. We're just gonna go for a variety of experience for everything. And those are still growing. Oh, is there a second point? Okay. Yeah, so you need seeds. We got a couple people who are pretty happy right now.
Often ask me how it is to live here.
You almost forgot what ads look like in Ew? Yeah. Oh man, watching like regular old television, like television. I do not know how anyone watches that. Like, don't get me wrong, I've tuned into YouTube and the ads can get pretty obnoxious. But like plain old television, my goodness, the ads are like super duper unreasonable. It was seriously like literally every 5 minutes you get 2-3 minutes of ads. It was like really over the top obnoxious. Alright, we were working on the chicken coop, weren't we? Alright, let's see what we need for chicken coop. They tried that style of ads here in the Netherlands. The TV studio phone network got overloaded with angry viewers. Yeah, unfortunately, here in the US, it's mostly, what are you gonna do? There isn't a channel you can choose that doesn't have it. So, you're just, you know, your choice is to just not engage or whatever. And the big problem with that is, like, a lot of our primary news things at the time was, I wouldn't say that's necessarily true anymore. But it used to be very much that that's where news, like, if you wanted news, that's where it came from. Yeah, oh, I can. I'll just stop watching. Well, yeah, nowadays you have other options. Like, if you need to get more information, like news about the area or whatever your goal is on TV, the internet has it somewhere. But you go back a little ways, part of the reason they're able to get away with it is just because they effectively had sort of a captive audience in that if there's information you wanted / needed, there was just not a place to get. Can't believe you used to watch through them. I feel like part of it was, I want to say the ads weren't as many as when we were like, when people were younger, that they have continued to increase the ads to try and offset where they're having like lower and lower viewership. Because viewership of cable TV has been declining for a really long time. So it's kind of one of those things that as their viewership goes down, they have to, you know, fork out more ads to make up the difference, which lowers their viewership, which means you have to fork out more ads to make the difference, and you get the idea. You know, sooner or later, it stops being a viable model, which has been happening. I can't remember, it was either Kansas or Kentucky. They had like their one primary local channel. My understanding was they just basically shut down. They're like, we can't support this model anymore, so we're done doing like normal broadcast cable. Like, there's just, we can't survive on it kind of thing. Really, it's a mystery why people stop watching cable as they try to replicate on streaming services. I will say, so that's, I hear the replication thing. The one thing we do have to acknowledge, though, when we're getting into all that, is ultimately we are getting entertainment, and often for free, and they're going to have a way to make money. Like, they are going to have a way to make money, because they got servers to pay for and all that. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely ones who charge more, and they get overzealous, and yada yada yada. Like, that, I'm not saying that is not the case, but it is those things that people are like, oh, I hate that this platform has ads. Like, do you pay for it? No. It's like, okay, well, how do they make money? Like, they're offering you a free service. They have to make money somewhere. And that's just kind of the catch. You can pay a subscription to get rid of the ads, or you can accept that there's ads on the platform, or, you know, you can get Twitch Turbo, or... And they give you lots of ways of dealing with it. Now, are the ads obnoxious? Sure. Does everyone hate ads? Sure. But it is one of those kind of things that ultimately, at the end of the day, they're providing a service that otherwise is free. Did I tell you about Twitch? Yeah, and that was like the bridge got gapped from talking about television to talking about, streaming platforms, so naturally Twitch becomes relevant to that discussion. Yeah, so mushrooms aren't worth the mushrooms aren't worth a lot per unit, but you can get a lot of them, kind of thing. I'm sure you pray for their pay splits. You think that, but we have to keep in mind how many content creators they will literally never make a dime from. Even to this day, I can't remember what the statistic was. It was something like, oh man, it was something like, is either upper 70s or 80% of people who stream on Twitch haven't even hit affiliate or something like that. Hey, little Wayfinder, thank you. And it's annoying that 9 makes it worse than $9. Well, yeah, I've talked about, like, the more disruptive an ad is, the more generally the person buying the ad sees it as valuable because you can't ignore it. So it is one of those things that, like, the ad that takes control of everything pays more than the ad you can easily ignore. So it is one of those things that there is a financial incentive to have those ads that take over your screen and yada yada yada. Which that's on the people who buy the ad side, not in the...
Just tell me what you need me to do.
But there's that whole thing. But Twitch does have a lot of things it needs to do to improve its ad situation, like volume balancing, getting it to not repeat the same ad 5 times in a row, yada yada yada. But yeah, no, it's something like upper 70% or something like that of people on the platform haven't even made affiliate, which means literally they don't sell subs, there's no bits or anything, they physically cannot monetize. And then on top of that, you had, like, it was something like 18% or 12% or something like that were affiliates, and then, like, the last, like, 2, 3, 4% of that, whatever it was, were partners. And so that means of all the people streaming on the platform, there's only, like, maybe 20-something% that they actually had any monetization on whatsoever outside of Twitch getting its ad money. And so it's a whole big thing around that. And you can go into, like, well, they can fudge the statistics to look better or worse and yada yada yada, and that's all fair. But it is just one of those things that if they were to say, alright, we are not going to do ads, we're going to be, like, focused entirely on the subscriptions, the only 2 ways I could see them doing that is, 1, you're not allowed to watch without a sub. Which that would be no good. Or 2, they would need to pretty much go through and say, if your channel doesn't get over this amount under this, like, bit of time frame, you are, like, suspended from being able to stream or whatever. They would have to take down all of that infrastructure cost for the people who don't end up being lucrative, which would both, in my opinion, be a death sentence to the platform. So the answer is we're going to get ads. That's just the reality. We're going to get ads. The only other business model I could see them doing that would probably be viable is if instead of selling ads, they sold user data, which is far more nefarious in my book. Like, groups like Facebook collecting a whole bunch of your personal data and, like, bundling it up and selling it. That is way scarier to me than being stuck with a, like, the 3rd Honda commercial in a row that I don't want to see or care about. I mean, it's Honda or Amazon, don't they already do that? So, I believe Amazon and Twitch have separations on that data about what does and doesn't get sold. Why not both? They are doing both. I actually don't know what the situation is when it comes to the data on Twitch. I was under the impression the data on Twitch wasn't really being sold, but Amazon absolutely. Let's see, the price to get rid of ads would be money right now. I wonder what it would be, because the platforms charging $15 aren't cutting it. Well, right now it's you can actually spend, I think it is about, is there $15, it's like something like $15. You can get what's called Twitch Turbo, which almost everyone who, like almost all the creators on the platform get, as well as like a ton of people, which is the thing that's been on the platform for ages and ages and ages, but they don't advertise it at all. Like, I kept thinking they were just gonna yank Turbo quietly one night, because they just weren't, they like never brought it up, they would never talk about it, it was just background noise kind of thing. But,
Prices here are incredibly high.
How is life treating you?
alright. I wanted to sell that. I mean, we could actually make spears and all sorts of stuff for money.
Whatever you need, have a good day.
Alright. Yeah, no, well, that's the thing, though. Like, the other... Like, they never tell you about it or anything. But it wasn't that long ago that they actually were like, okay, you know, we've added... It was like they changed one of the benefits for, like, the better, and then they upped the price a little bit. Which, I mean, they were upping the price because they hadn't upped the price for absolutely ever. So it was a price adjustment to, you know, how money has changed. But they don't market or advertise at all. It definitely feels like it's those things they don't want to talk about kind of things. Which, to me, was fascinating, because with that, I assumed it was always things that we're just going to pop on the platform one day and they'll be like, okay, we're sunsetting Turbo, and that'd be it. But they haven't. And they've made minor updates to it recently after doing nothing with it one way or the other forever. And it gets rid of almost all the ads on the platform. About the only place you'll ever still get ads on the platform is, like, special events will sometimes have a deal where they will, even if you were to sub to a channel that's doing the special event, you'd still get ads. But that is something that event has gone out of its way to say, yes, we want this, for whatever negotiation reason they have. Like, as a creator, I can opt to do that. Say, yeah, if they're subbed, I want to show an ad anyway, but no one does. Podnext Village, I'm sure it's safe drinking water. What could possibly be in it? Yeah, it's fine. It's got extra nutrition. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. The planks could stay here. Alright. Alright, so what I'm going to do is move our waypoint down here. We're going to run down to the town that we can mine in. And the big goal of this errand is to get two more workers if we can make it happen. But yeah. But yeah, so Twitch Turbo just isn't marketed that well. But that's one way to get rid of ads, and that's like $15 or whatever. And for the record, I don't get any kickbacks from that directly. Like, I get the same compensation as if you saw the ads that you do not see when you have Twitch Turbo. So from my end of things, nothing changes if you're Twitch Turbo or not. Now the other way you can get rid of it is you sub to channels, and when you sub to channels, you know, then you are directly supporting the content creator, and on that channel, you've got no ads. So it's kind of one of those things, if you're going to only sub to like 2 channels, that's cheaper to get the channels individually. If you're going to watch more than 2 channels, then Twitch Turbo becomes the cheaper route. Most places. It's going to probably go wherever. Yeah, go there wherever you prefer. I thought you said you deleted your other account, which like I said, surprised me. Most people don't just randomly delete your account. I believe you can actually change your username on your account and all that stuff. Yeah, no, you get other benefits from subbing, like you get the emotes, that kind of stuff as well. And that's certainly got a value. But, you know, for people, especially if you're on a tight budget, you know, you gotta decide where you do and don't want to spend your money. I thought whatever was here was a person from way back. So I was like, I was getting ready for a fight. I got my spear out. I was like, all right, what's going down? Yeah, and I'd say the reason people sub is like, it's a mix of wanting to support the content creator. That's certainly one factor that people are like, okay, I'm getting my entertainment, all that. You know, this person's putting in the time. I want to make sure they can like pay their bills and whatnot so that they can keep making the content. Emotes is another one. And then like no ads is the other big one. You get a bunch of other stuff like a little bit more points and all that kind of stuff. I don't feel like those are nearly as big. All right, so you can join. You cannot. I'd have to build another house for you.
How do you do?
All right, so management. You now live in this house. And you're good at extraction and crafting. Alright, so let's try and get one of our first crafters set up. But what do I want them to craft? I could certainly put them in the barn. And that way they could craft fertilizer as with the availability of that. I also put them on the extraction. That would give me clay and other materials faster. Alright. Could tell you to cook everything at 1%, you'll just do whatever you can make happen. Actually, we can go higher than that, so 3%. Okay, so you need a bucket of milk, you need eggs, you need oat grain, you need rye grain, you need salted meat, you need just raw meat. So that's one we can actually do as soon as the hunter gets us more meat. Beetroot, onions, carrots, cabbage, salted fish meat. That's all fine. Does Twitch Turbo replace subs for getting contenters paid? So, like I was saying earlier...
Some people don't like the smell of fish. I could eat them all.
Oh, it's kicking us... It's season change, so it kicked us back there. Like I was saying before, Twitch Turbo does not pay me directly, like, for the Twitch Turbo itself. But I do get paid as if I saw the ads that I did not see. Or, sorry, I get paid as if you saw the ads that you don't see. And that's true of subs as well. Like, if we were to have an ad break and it were to pay me a penny for your view, which is more than I actually would get for that, probably. Yeah, it is going to be more than that. What would end up happening is I would still get paid that fraction of a penny or whatever that I would have gotten if you had seen the ad, which you don't see. But that's just how all that works. But what I don't get is when you sub the channel, like, so let's say the sub cost you $5, I'd get $2.50 of that to myself from the initial sub. oh, Twitch Turbo, they don't track, you know, who you watch when you clicked onto Twitch Turbo, so I don't get any of that. You still understand why ad revenue is so low on Twitch? It's not actually that bad. Like, so far as, like, the number of impressions and everything, ad revenue is a macro scale thing that you need hundreds and hundreds and thousands and, well, you need, like, tens of thousands of eyeballs before it pays anything at all worth mentioning. Like, each impression, even on, like, Google Sense and all that, is, like, fractions of a penny per ad. Yeah, subs are better to the content creator than Turbo. Like, hands down, no question. Like, way more. Basically, think of a sub giving me an extra $2.50 than Twitch Turbo would give me. It's just Twitch Turbo works everywhere. So it's really good if you just, you know, if you want to sub to, like, 10 different channels and you just can't afford it. Twitch Turbo is the thing you can have. Small wicker basket I could probably do. We can kill 2 wolves. We can get stones and limestone. Yeah, I think we actually should have limestone. And hunt rabbits. Alright, let's go start murdering nature. Alright, so... yeah. Subs are better for the viewer if you are in, I would say, 2 channels or less. Once you cross that line to you're going to be doing more than 2 channels, that's when you get to the point where Twitch Turbo gets to be better, but it doesn't give you all of the good stuff. It doesn't give you the emotes and that kind of thing. Yeah, no, by all means, there's going to be people who it's not even a matter of if they have the money or not, that they personally don't see... They can't justify spending the money on... Oh, there's the rabbit. They can't justify spending the money on Twitch subs or Twitch Turbo or whatever. It's totally fine. It just means you get stuck with ads. The platform's going to make its money. That is a given.
Thank you Sniper Spice for subscribing for 20 months. 20 equals 1.66666667 years.
Thank you, Sniper Spice, for the Prime Gaming sub. You only get one of those a month, and you used it here, and I really do appreciate that. And yeah, you've been subbed for 20 months, or 1.66666667 years, or 6 continuous years, or 2/3 years, however you want to say it. It's all the same thing. So you've been subbed to the channel for a whole heck of a long time, so I really do appreciate that continued support. It does mean a lot, so thank you so much for that. Oh, and also as a reminder, subs are currently still 25% off. That is subs you get for yourself, so far as like new subs and like updating your subs kind of thing, but that does not count gifty subs. So there's the wolves. I need to kill like 2 or 3 of those. Hey puppy. Hey puppy. I mean, I gave you a chance to rush me. I broke my knife. There should be more of one of you, and it's making me nervous. 5 sticks, 2 stones. Right in the throat. Yeah, I was actually going for the head, but I'm still getting the angle down with these spears.
Thank you LU Ricard for subscribing for 3 months. Rual sent hello.
Hype train is go. Choo choo.
And thanks for that. Get you a proper thank you in a moment. Alright, but thank you so much for the T1 sub. It's sub to channel for 3 months. That's Eureka. So thank you so much for that continued support. Does mean a whole heck of a lot. Kicking off a hype train. So I really do appreciate that hype train. So thank you so much for that. Where is the rabbits located at around here? Right up the hill here. There's a thing we got the wolves we need to kill. But thank you so much for that support. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. And I hope you enjoy your advertisement-free viewing as well as access to the emote. So thank you again for that. Back off, puppy. You don't need to die. Oh, I regret this immediately. Puppy was mean. Where'd the rabbit I killed go? Let's just get away from this area and go back to where the rabbits are. It's a little bit of overkill. Oh my god, really? Already? Yeah, no, I suspect this game does magic health bar. But, like, the last bit of health is actually more, like, worth more than the rest of your health bar, so you have lots of close calls. It very much feels like the kind of game that does that. It's a very common thing to do, because it makes those clutch, intense moments where you barely make it. Yeah, let's get away from where these wolves are. Like a cop in our wolf or a boar, they don't tag it right on the run-in. Then we die. Wish there was an easy way to eat those things. Oh yeah, no, absolutely no problem with lurking whatsoever. We actually have quite a few people who have absolutely absurd number of hours of channel of watch. Like, they'll be in the top 10 people so far as watching that have never once said anything in the channel, ever. And it's absolutely fine. Lurking does absolutely support the channel. And it does so in multiple ways. Like, obviously, there is the whole ad thing we talked about earlier. But it also boosts the numbers. And the higher your numbers go, the easier it is for other people to find your channel, which... Bullseye. Which, you know, it kind of becomes success, you know, brings on success kind of thing. Hey, Insane Spork, how's it going? I'm not one of them. I do tend to lurk. Hey, Night Dweller, how's it going? Figure of the Hill. But yeah, like, just being here supports the channel. Like, so don't ever feel like, you know, there's people's like, oh man, like, I'm taking advantage. I'm always here, but I don't sub. No, like, you're helping the channel. We all have our own financial situations, what we can and cannot financially justify and are willing to pay, and yada yada yada. That, like, I would rather you be here having a good time and generally, like, all that on the up and up than for people to, you know, I'm not always gonna be like, oh, you don't sub? Ugh. Or anything like that. I feel like when people get to, like, that level and of entitled, your channel should implode and they should no longer be on the platform, but they feel like people owe them subs. Like, ultimately, like, your audience is everything. Alright. One of your friends has a streamer that they've actually watched around 1,000 hours without ever saying mentions. Yeah, no, it's in the top 3. I won't say the name, obviously, because don't, you know, let people lurk in peace. But one of the top 3 viewers of the channel has never once said anything. And I'm very sure they're not a bot. Whiffed at both cases. Some people just like lurk, especially like if people are watching on their television. We have a number of people who... Did I actually hit it? Yeah, so I didn't really hit that game. I'm liking the hammy, but I definitely whiffed that one. Are you enjoying? I love this game. I'm enjoying it a lot. We are murdering all of Wilderness right now because that is what the crown doth decree. The crown says, "Pay ye, we shall." Killing those with spears feels pretty unreasonable. I'm playing single player. I don't want to take the time to figure out all that. It feels terrible. Yeah, like in real life, you're like, okay, what am I gonna do? Pick up the little bits of rabbit that's left? Like, there's not gonna be a whole lot of rabbit left if you're pegging a full-size rabbit. Or sorry, you're pegging a little teeny rabbit with a full-size spear. Oh no, I'm immune to the screams. I've played the long dark. I've looked the rabbit in the eyes and said, look man, you're food. Accept this. Is this your first time? So technically no, but practically yes. I did play very, very briefly a long while back, but it's kind of like really there hadn't been an update in forever. There was like no viewership on the platform, so I was like, alright, this seems like a good game, but it seems like a game I have to put a lot of hours in to do anything. And now's not a good time. And then I got back to that. You couldn't get in the game, you couldn't get download? Oh, that's a bummer. And for those who don't know, Anemone Rose, fantastic content creator on the platform. I don't know what you're playing these days. I know you used to play lots of Project Zomboid. Ah, Rimworld and Slime Rancher. Those are all fair. Would you like watching it? Yeah, no, it's fine. I hear that stupid thing, and I always panic thinking there's like a boar or a bear or something behind me. You're a mediocre stream, but thank you. Don't sell yourself short. Look, people watch me. If you're mediocre, where does that leave me? Don't do this to me. The hottest streamer on Twitch? Oh my. Setting that bar much higher than I would have set it. I'm glad they made this multiplayer. Lots of fun with friend. You haven't played too, but you love the first game. Can you give them a shout out because I don't have them followed on my new account? I mean, Anemone Rose, they're like literally the next person right after you. I would shout them out, but there's a cooldown that once I've shouted someone out, I cannot shout them out again for a little while. Oh, okay. You were saying that to Anemone Rose. Okay. I thought you were saying that about me as like, that was unexpected. That makes way more sense. I was like, yeah, Earl Strip? No, I'm sorry, TOS. Gonna be a hard TOS on that one. We unlocked something here. I don't even remember what it was. We have the hen house. We have the smithy. Eonex's like, nope. They may not. I do. Like, I don't care that the content's allowed on the platform. I know a lot of people disagree. That's totally fine. But that's not something I want for myself. That is not the direction. I know I was looking for my missions. That is not the direction I want my content to go. All right, so I need stones and limestone. Literally no fun. All right, so let's see. Limestone. I have only 2, so I will have to go get the limestone, which that'll be as easy as going to the south. So we won't worry about that one yet. We've already got the wolves. A wicker basket. Okay, what the heck do I need to make a wicker basket? They do allow twerking because it's art. Yeah, no, this has been like a reoccurring topic on the channel. Hey, Diesel, how's it going? That my stance is I'm generally in favor of them allowing all of that stuff. Am I personally intending on watching it? No. No, I'm not. That is not kind of where my interests are. But like I already don't watch like hot tub streams and all the other nonsense. But I also have no objections with it being on the platform. And I know people disagree, and that's totally fine. My stance is, then don't watch it. The big problem we're running into right now is people aren't tagging their stuff appropriately, and that I think they do need to like split the categories. So like they did where hot tub streams used to be just talking, they need to take them and be like, okay, twerking streams, these dancing streams, they're in their own subcategory kind of thing. And then I think that'll alleviate, like, I think some people still grumble about it, but I think it'll alleviate the worst of it. And then they need to actually enforce, you know, the tags and categories for like miscategoried stuff. I feel like once they start enforcing it and they get that kind of split out more, that'll be fine. Because I'm definitely not against them having 18 plus content on the, you know, the platform. Because honestly, if we're gonna say, okay, it needs to be appropriate for minors, we gotta pull like a third of gaming from the channel, like from it. Have I played Icarus? I have not. I've heard good things. You have a problem with ASMR content and mouth sounds? I don't have a problem with that existing on the platform either. That is content that makes me very uncomfortable, like tuning, like I wouldn't tune into myself because just those kind of sounds make me feel ick. Not in the, oh, how dare they? It's just not a comfy feel for me. But it's still those things like, yeah, I don't care. I'll just not go into the category.
Price rises are as certain as...
Hello there.
There's your basket.
See you around. How are you?
We killed the wolves.
See you soon. Oh, it's you again. Good.
Killed the rabbits.
How do you do? Good luck.
All right. Oh, I should have brought the feathers with me as well. That's fine. Is it, you just want to hear bubble wrap and stuff? You don't mind what people do, but you just wish there's more story. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. Not being part of the front page is important. Agreed. But that'd be the whole thing, is once they get their own category, it's already, I'm pretty sure hot tub streams are ineligible to show up on the front page. Now, it can be one of those things that they set to one category, they're on the front page, and they switch to a hot tub portion, and now they're on the front page because it saw them on the other category, hasn't updated yet. So I'm confused. You mean not everyone has to cater to every whim they need to do? Even if they're not watching? Yeah, no, it's the whole thing. Like, so the one argument I usually push back against the most is like, you know, what about the children? I'm like, what about the children? Yeah, they're going to type porn into Google. That's what the children are going to do if they want to see that content. You're not, like, unless you're gonna babysit them watching, like, you're going to babysit their online activities, they're going to type porn into Google. They're going to get that content. And there'll be no age verification, there'll be no anything. So to me, that's a dead argument. Now, it showing up on the front page? Yeah, no, I agree. That shouldn't be. 100% on board. They should be required to categorize it, they should be required to tag it appropriately, and it should be an opt-in, not opt-out thing. Kind of like right now, where you go to like, you double click on someone playing like GTA Online, and it'll be like, this has violent content, this has drug use content, and you have to be like, yes, 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 and you only have to do it once. That's good enough for me. Because then a person has to opt into that, saying, yes, I am down to see this. Alright, so 54 feathers. So let's go down to where the limestone is. They're having a streamer not even want to show their own clip on stream because of the recommended below. It sucks. Yeah, no, that's Twitch does have a problem. I want to be clear about this. Twitch does currently have an active problem with its content right now. Like, I agree 100% on this one. But to me, it's more the tagging and technical and moderation side of it, not that the content's allowed to exist on the platform. Like, that's my own opinion. People are gonna have totally different opinions. Totally fine. Pie had returned. Did you have Christmas Day? I did. I had a good Christmas. I was I headed over to my folks on like for Christmas Eve. We stayed over in that town, and then all that. Well, yeah, no, I was thinking opt in versus opt out. Yeah, so I had a good time. Here, let me show you this one. So I'm opening gifts for my older brother, and I'm getting stuff like Cheetos and all. I'm like, huh, interesting. Like, I like Cheetos, but it's not like that's the snack I go for, or whatever. It's like, okay, it's odd that I'm getting like multiple types of Cheetos and Doritos and all that. Like, I like these things, but it's a weird choice. And he goes, don't worry, it's all coming to something. And then he gets me this. It is a Cheetos brand blender for blending your Cheetos into seasoning to put on other things.
Hi, that's right. Hi, Cynthia and Cookie. Hi, Eonek. Yeah, he has a Cheetos duster now.
And to give you an idea, you're not gonna be able to see the picture on the box. The picture on the box is like, okay,
Hi, the very last sardine.
you know, put the Cheetos in there, turn it to a 45-degree angle,
Hi,
turn it on.
Simon Incognito. Oh gosh, hi, Captain Sanity. Hi, Dream X. Oh gosh.
Yeah, you know, like run the blender.
Darth Dragos.
Yeah, Darth Stripe changed their name.
Oh.
But so it has the like grinding it, like aiming down, and then they're like, it has a picture of them like sprinkling the Cheeto powder on a hot dog.
Yeah, it's all about the Cheeto powder. It was pretty funny. He kept opening these bags, and I was like, okay, here's Cool Ranch Cheetos, cool. Oh, here's some Cheetos, cool. Here's some fiery Cheetos, cool.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know what's happening.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like all these things, but like none of them were like, oh, that's the chip I like or whatever. So it's like, huh, this is really kind of weird.
Happy holidays, Bong Spill.
All right, so we are looking for limestone.
Oh, Simplex.
I'm hoping we find limestone in here.
Aw, thank you, Zion Incognito. You're so sweet.
Pronounce it like Siam.
Siam, hi Siam Incognito. Sprinkle it on cake or coffee. He doesn't like coffee, so that already is a
I already made the joke about putting it in Tomb's coffee. She was not on board with that idea.
I'm glad you wore this shirt for Steamies.
Oh yeah, no, I was wearing my TwitchCon like Vegas shirt. But I wore this on the other day. I'm like, nah, I'm putting that one on. Because I actually got this shirt last year after Christmas. We were looking for some of like the Hawaiian shirts and all that. And we went to, it's basically like a sports store kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's check the clearance aisle. Because that's what we did all the stores. We checked the clearance aisle. I'm guessing there's no limestone here. Because I figured I would have found it by now.
This was there. And he was like, I don't know if I should get it. And I was like, get it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I could get it. I can't wear it and it mean anything for like 11 and a half months. Twilight Walker on a 10-stream streak. Getting a whole extra 450 points.
You did really well pronouncing your handle right off the bat because We're geniuses.
No, I mentioned I actually had a person that I played GTRP who had not like the back half of the name wasn't the same, but it was the psi part was the same.
Extra dihydrogen monoxide? No! Our water will be so wet.
Okay, so the question is,
Happy holidays.
am I gonna like take rocks and all that? Because I haven't seen where I find limestone, so I'm gonna just try slapping a rock here for a minute. I have a feeling I'm just gonna get rock. That's my expected output. But I haven't seen limestone in the game. Normally limestone's almost like a white color. Okay, so I do get limestone for just banging on a random rock. That's what I wanted to test, because I'm like, alright, we ran around here everywhere looking for, what was it? Wasn't copper. Salt. We ran around everywhere looking for salt. And all that. Yeah, no, you got auto modded for like the you monster kind of thing. It's those things that people say like joking a lot, but unfortunately a lot of people also say not joking a lot. So it's kind of one of those things that it makes sense that automod picks them up. And I've mentioned a number of times, I'd rather automod pick up something that, like, I'd rather it grab something before it can cause harm and occasionally have to allow stuff through than, you know, the other scenario, which is someone says, like, something truly awful, it goes through, it does the damage it does, and, you know, we jump on, we delete the message, ban the person, do all those things. But, like, by then, you know, if someone's in a bad place, you know. And I do know there's the people who's like, well, they just need to be tougher. I'm like, yeah, well, sorry, the world doesn't work that way. I would much rather beat up on bullies than expect the not bullies to have to step up and make up the difference. Alright, let's see if we have another person down here, because we could potentially fill that last house, because there's more here than we had last time. Right, it's basically like the insulting spree like in RimWorld, where you get the negative mood debuff, and you gotta just wait it out. I'd rather prevent that. So, like, in RimWorld, if I'm able, I arrest the people. That's pretty close proximity to banning someone from a channel for being a troll. Right, so we are good. So we should have 1, 2, 3. Yep, so you, sir, what are you good at? Don't care. Welcome to the colony. And now you live with, I don't know, the other person. Alright, so you are good at hunting and whatever that is. Let's check our places. Do I already have a second hunter? I do, but you're only a level 2 hunter. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you in there because you're a level 3 hunter. Alright, and that means I now have you free. And oh, our lumberjack is having a baby. Hey, new person, are you any good at cutting wood? Congratulations. I don't care. You're gonna go cut wood. You're gonna go cut wood because that's a problem I have to deal with now. Where is the woodshed? Are you out of tools? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now? Oh, here, we'll go about this way. Woodshed for the moment, because you're going to have a baby. Oh, you're terrible at this. I don't think that was the right person. So you can take over the woodshed. That means the excavator. We just got rid of someone. Hmm. Hmm. We're rotating people around and it's not great. I definitely need someone at the shed. Here, we're just gonna have someone who's terrible at it. It's fine. It is what it is. But yeah, no, I'm always for the, like, put the punishment where it should be assigned. Oh, did we... What was the exclamation mark here for? Can I talk to you? Is it too late? Is it too late in the evening? Oh, you don't seem like you're doing too well.
How are you?
Is everything alright? You look really pale. Nothing is alright. My wife is terribly sick. She's so weak, I cannot leave her side to get the medication. But I don't know what to do. Relax, tell me what you need. She's burning up. Fever I've never seen before. She's so hot. It's almost painful to hold her hand. I've been trying to cool her down with rags soaked in cold water, but it's futile. It's futile as roasting snow in a furnace. That's really serious. We need to bring her temperature down. I know, but I'm afraid to leave her here alone. Could you go get help? Get medicine, please? I'll do anything, of course. Please, I know exactly what I need to heal her. My family has been using a special cure made out of badger lard for generations. It's good for almost anything. I'm sure it's going to help her get back on her feet in no time. Badger lard? Are you sure? There's a really gifted barber surgeon in Pastova. Maybe he has some. A bit more modern remedies? No, that man's a charlatan. I don't want him to have anything to do with my dear Rona. Please, the lard is the only way to help her. Just get enough of it and ask Slamiro to make a cure for it. She knows the recipe. Alright, I'll do as you please. Can I ask you what your thoughts are? No. I was gonna be like, yo, lady who is deathly ill. Do you want me to actually ask a real doctor? I mean, by standards out of medieval times, or do you want me to just, like, you know, get badger lard? Did I mess with the camera settings again? No, we got different lighting today, or a little while back. But I'm getting a lot more shadow than I was the other day. Let me try adjusting the light on my right to be a bit brighter. See if that helps a little bit. I'm wondering if these reset every time I turn them off. Because I don't honestly know. They're relatively new. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, no, I actually have way more light in here than I did before. Now, granted, the light here is nowhere near as bright as it was before. But I have another light over there, and I've replaced the lights behind me. Alright, so first of all, I'm not going to worry about her quest anytime soon. I'm going to go deal with the things that pay me immediately, and then we'll go get the badger lard. I'm sure she'll be fine. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. She'll probably be fine. It's definitely not a time-sensitive thing that I have to worry about. I mean, if he'd rather we use badger lard instead of getting an actual physician, I'm assuming he's not taking it seriously. And if he's not taking it seriously, why should I take it seriously? Okay. Maybe he wants a new wife? Maybe. I'm actually going to be a little bit annoyed if the Badger Lard works. Like, very genuinely, if the Badger Lard makes her, like, all better, I'm going to have a problem with that. Like, the only thing going with that would be, like, placebo effect. With the belief that it's good medicine is enough to make it work, but the only other way that works is if, like, a protein deficiency or something like that, which, considering the diets we would have in this type of era, I can't imagine that's a problem. Alright, wait, just a big pile of cabbage. So the past couple years, I was selling the cabbage for money. Alright, do you have the stone I could want? So I need 4 limestone. And I need 12 regular stone. And I need how many feathers? 54. Okay. Did they patch the stone knife economy? I have absolutely no idea. For the record, this is my first time giving this a proper playthrough. So if you're going to ask me if, like, this is better or worse than it was before, my answer is going to be an I don't know, unfortunately. Now, if you ask me, like, how the game feels right now and stuff like that, I can answer that. But I don't have the past tense knowledge of the game to do comparisons. I do feel like you break stone knives pretty fast, if that's what you're asking. You have past game knowledge? Cool. I was willing to bet there's someone who could answer the question. Like, and that's not me being like, I'm not gonna answer questions. Like, I just don't. You make hundreds of them you can sell? That doesn't surprise me. Anything you can make cheap, unless they make it really have no value, is gonna usually be, like, most of these style of games, they have, like, an item you can sell in bulk on the, you don't get a lot, but you get tons of it, and it's lucrative. Or they'll have it where you get, like, something that is very, very expensive, but you can turn around pretty quick.
How is life treating you?
Yeah, feathers.
Good luck. How is life treating you?
I have the
Have a
stones.
good day.
Alright. Go do that while we're here. Okay. So now I can actually look on this whole badger meat thing. Alright, so where on earth do I know where there's badgers? There's badgers down here. Now we're closer. Yeah, because there's wolves up there I don't want to deal with. Oh, those aren't wolves, those are foxes. Those are wolves. Either way, we have the badger is down there. I'm getting the actual doctor. Raging fever, her husband said anything like in a state like that? Usually heightened body temperature is during sickness is a desirable effect. It means the body is fighting to recover, but too high a fever can be lethal, I'm afraid. I'm sure you have some kind of remedy for that. I do have a potion that could help bring her temperature about, but I can't guarantee any results. It's hard to treat someone indirectly, but I can't afford a trip to Baruki right now. I have my own patients here to assist. Listen. Nevertheless, here's the drought, no charge. I just hope that woman will pull through. Cool. I'm not going to out that the husband has an idiot idea, but I am going to still collect their fat. That way I have both cases covered, that I can be like, here's your fat, it's going to do nothing. Okay, now that's done nothing. Here's the actually. Now, it could be I give him the fat, and then she just straight up dies before I have any chance to do anything else. But you know what? Whatever. All right. Yeah, no, I'm assuming what you're saying is I could, between the wood sled and the other bench, prioritize, I believe it's the sticks and the stones, have them produce a bunch of knives, and just have a knife-based economy. Usually the workaround for that kind of nonsense is you make it so if you sell the same good too much, you get lesser and less of the value from that good. There's always kind of snags with that, because some stuff takes a lot of time to set up, and then you don't realize you're overselling it, and then you just put yourself in a corner where now pivoting is hard. I don't think that'd be that big of an issue in this game, though. You're happy you could just sell knives? Yeah. Can't remember if animals show up on that or not. Because of course my timing puts me here in the middle of the night. I'm looking for any animal right now. Because hunting in the dark, not easy. Alright, so we got some solid moonlight going. So badger is supposed to be over here on the left. Okay. Do they even spawn at night? So far, I've mostly seen the animals, like, all times of day and night. I haven't really seen them not show up anymore. Like, we still have, like, pigeons showing up in the middle of the night, that kind of thing. There's a rabbit. Ah. You're a durable animal. All right. Yeah, so it seems like they just run away, so I probably wasn't seeing them because it was too dark and just... That's a rabbit. But it's just too dark, so by the time I realized it, like, would have seen them, they're already in the brush cover, whatever you want to say. Alright, come on, badgers. There's that rabbit way out there. More rabbits. Okay, and I'm trying to like walk a little ways away and then walk back in because I don't know the rules around spawning in this game. I assume you have to be far enough away for it to be eligible for them to like respawn in the area. Come on. Oh, everyone's stuck in him. Alright. One more. Hey, Spencer, how's it going? Alright, more rabbits. It could also be, since we have, like, we're just describing the symptoms from far away, that the doctor's medicine won't work because we just give him a list of symptoms and not actually been like, hey, check out the patient, where he'd be like, oh, hang on a second. She's got this rash on her. It's like, that's definitely, we don't want to use this other medicine. She's definitely got this issue, of which our treatment would be this. So that's a little rabbit, so we don't care about that. Alright, come on. I'm also curious if in the time frame they would know that fever is the sign of the body fighting the infection and not a symptom of the infection. I don't actually know when we started getting the knowledge about, because like this is the time frame we don't have germ theory as a concept yet. Like they knew certain things would get people sick, like being around things that are dead too long. Eating contaminated food would potentially get you sick. Being around other sick people would get you sick. Like, they knew that kind of thing. Like, they figured a lot of that out. But they didn't know, like, oh, it gets you sick because you're eating this bacterium that, you know, then gets into you. Or, you know, that these germs come from this person, those get into you. They didn't have any of that knowledge. That came later. So I don't really think they had much knowledge about how your immune system worked or anything like that. What year's the game set in? I don't think they specify, but it's medieval times. Like, it's literally called Medieval Dynasty. You've got stone and iron weapons and those kind of things. Like, no guns. I don't know if the game has crossbows or not. But it's just generic medieval times. And I'm pretty sure germ theory started showing up, like, kind of on the fence of, it does have crossbows? Gotcha. Kind of in the time frame, like, the Industrial Revolution beginning / that kind of area. Like, I don't know exactly when germ theory came to be. Hey, Cyomegas, thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. Oh, come on, Badger. I just want to put a pointy stick in you. It's not that big a deal. $15.46. Then yeah, this game would predate that. I want to say 1500s is pushing Renaissance. Almost a colonial time. If my brain memory on dates is right, which is probably not. Get any good presents? Mr. Rock getting a big Christmas smooch. I wouldn't say there was like big presents, there was fun presents. I think with all of us, we're at an age that we're not really, well, I shouldn't even say an age. We're at a point in our lives where we don't really do a lot of like big presents. Like no one's buying a car or an oven or anything that much. More than you got? Yeah. Alright, come on, Badger. I'm kind of regretting trying to help this guy with his holistic and highly questionable remedy. We actually had the conversation that there seems to be a direct correlation between a person's age and how much they like socks. That, you know, as a kid, getting socks for Christmas is a real big bummer unless they're like really fun and special socks. Whereas you start to get older, eventually you're like, oh heck yeah, socks. I don't think there's like a defined thing, but I know Tomb is pretty excited about getting socks. Me, I'm sock age. Yeah, like, it's not a really old age. I think it's like, you know, maybe mid to late 20s that socks start to become like, oh yeah, that's a gift I want. Why have I suddenly no longer got any badgers showing up at all? Keep seeing that rabbit. We're just gonna run this way for a little while, and then we're gonna run back. Maybe I'm just not getting far enough away. There's got to be a respawn time to it as well. You prefer really nice sweaters? The problem for us is Florida. We can get really nice sweaters, and they will see basically no action. Yeah, it's because you don't have to buy socks. Exactly. You're gonna need socks. You don't have to go shopping for them. And that alone is wonderful. And socks are really forgiving in their sizing, where it's pretty unlikely you're going to end up in a situation where someone buys you a sock and it straight up just does not fit. It can happen. Yeah, socks just need to be sock shape. Yeah, about the only way that goes wrong is that if it's like a really, really big or a really, really small sock.
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
I would have shorted it anyways. I was going to say it moved. I was like, I would have missed anyways, so. It moving wasn't super relevant. Oh, you're thirsty. Stop whining. Alright. The heel of your socks is not where they should be, like. Yeah, I've had that. I'm gonna go... Well, the deep water's too far away. Drink river water, it's fine. I mean, yes. It is video game. Sorry, Rabbit. I'm taking my frustration out on you. By that, I just want to be productive while I'm trying to get a badger to show up again. Like, I could just run to a completely different badger spot, but I don't know if that makes literally any difference whatsoever. They played Valheim? I have. Way back when it first dropped, I did all the content they had at that point in time. I haven't been able to go back, because I did that with like 2 or 3 different groups of friends, and like burnt myself out on it. And I've gone back and messed with it a little bit here and there, but I haven't ever been able to get myself to actually go back and give it like a proper playthrough. Like, it's a good game, it's just one of those games that, for me personally, suffered because early access, that I went hard early on and kind of burned myself out on it. And haven't been able to get myself to come back around for it. I'm willing to bet if I get myself over the early game... Well, actually, it's the place I get snagged that I'm just like, ugh. Is I get to the swamp area where you're getting your iron. That's kind of where I start having to like muck around trying to get the iron, and my patience runs out. Because, like, to me, it is the appropriate amount of grind for a playthrough. But the grind is a little bit much if you're going to do a bunch of playthroughs. And I know I could go through and figure out customizing the settings. But then I got to figure out where that balance in the settings is, where it's, like, not too much, not too little, and all that. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience to start, like, 8 or 9 different worlds trying to, like, figure out that happy medium ground. So that to me is an example of where they did a solid early access, but for me, having that early access kind of burned it. Alright, I'm gonna go run back to grab water and, like, wash off. You play it every year when the new add-on drops? And I Rose says, I feel the way. I played Valheim, a lot of Valheim, and now I never want to play it again. Yeah, like, it's one of those games, I can imagine there'll be a point I go back to and, like, properly check it out. Like, it's a good game. But, I think it's one of those ones that I wait till it's, you know, it may not be one of those games that's ever done, but I want it to be, like, really far along its way. Not every game is supposed to have unlimited playability. Well, that's the thing. I do wanna check it out when it's like either properly done, or when they say, okay, it's 1.0 release. This had all the content we were intending to include at the game from the beginning. Like, anything after this is extra. I do want to check out that point of the game, because I did really enjoy it when I played it. But yeah, Valheim's excellent. Oh, I got excited. I saw a rabbit. I thought it was a badger. Alright, is there another badger place on the way down here? Yes, there is. Let's go a little wide to the left so we don't mess with the bears. We got bandits over here. Let's see. You know you'll immediately fall in love with Valheim. That's why I have to put out playing it for so long. That's kind of thing, is I wish I had put off playing it for a long time. I feel like we're right by bear territory. Let's get up here real fast. Alright, so where's those badgers supposed to be? Oh, it's literally right over there. You can beat him with your hands? Yeah, no, it's, Valheim is definitely one of those games that if you get good enough, you can beat most of the, oh, come on. Alright, that worked out. Alright, so you want me to bring the medicine to who now? Straight north? Which I believe takes me right past a bear, if I remember correctly. Yes, this... Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so let's run up here. We're gonna make the medicine. And after we make the medicine, we're gonna do that. Can you give me the TLDR of this game, Rual? Sure. So the idea behind this game is it starts out that you were part of a caravan that's supposed to come to this area and build a settlement. Now, there's a lot of vagueness about what you were doing in the caravan, that you may or may not have been there with nefarious purposes, a slave, you may have worked with them, who knows. but it's unclear exactly what your part was. But that caravan gets ambushed and everyone gets killed but you. Now you show up here and they're like, yeah, we still want you to build the settlement. And so your goal is to build a settlement and all that. And as you build and grow your settlement, they increase like the amount of taxes you have to pay for like the size of it. You have to do stuff in the local area and all that kind of stuff. But it is around like survival / settlement building. But so you'll get quests to go do stuff. That's one way you make money. You can have your people craft stuff as you build up your settlement, and you know, sell those materials for money. Bunch of different ways. Yep, there are villagers. That like there's people chilling just outside the town walls and all that.
So handsome. Why don't you have a wife?
I'm here on behalf of Herm from Sakuri. His wife is very sick. Oh, poor Rona. I bet her knees are aching again. I think I might have some ointment. It's much more serious this time. Raging fever. Asked me to collect some badger lard for a cure. Oh, then we better act quick. These situations can be very time sensitive. I've made this remedy only a couple of times, but I remember the recipe. Let me focus a while. Wait. Okay, there, that should do it. Alright, I need to rush back then. Cool. Is it procedural at all? I don't believe so. I do believe it is a set map. I don't know if like the villagers you get are random. That could be. But like so far as who shows up where. All right. But yeah. The villagers are kind of random, the ones you can recruit. I figured that much, because that'd be a very easy thing to randomize. But yeah, no, it's not a procedurally generated map or anything. But I think this game's perfectly fine for not being procedurally generated. It's kind of the classic, you can go two ways with your map generation. Either one, you can have people take the time to make it feel good. Or you can go on procedural generation, which you can make pretty good, but there's always gonna be like weird funkiness that happens with procedural generation. It feels like, well, it's a well-made map. I have no complaints. And I feel like on a map you're going to spend enough hours like working a map that you can just set up your base in a different place the next time playing through. I don't think it's those games that really needs procedural generation to, you know, give it longevity. Like it's got its longevity already. It's kind of like Project Zomboid's map isn't random either, but it really doesn't need to be random. Like, the map is solid as is. Yeah, no, there's some stuff that, like, you'll have stuff show up one season, the next season they won't be there, and something else will be there instead, that kind of thing. So it's not that everything is static. Is it in Unity? I think so. I'm trying to remember, because we played a couple different games recently, and a lot of them were in Unity. I still think even with like all the drama there was with Unity, I think in the short term you're still going to see a lot of Unity games. What I do think is going to happen is for the pipeline of people coming into game dev, a lot of the newer devs are not going to be willing to take a chance with, like, they're not going to learn Unity because they'll already have had, like, the chilling effect from what they did. And you will have some studios who had already been debating switching up engines or whatever, and it was just the kick in the butt to get them doing. Oh no, I'm sure it would be. There's an entire thing to consider between procedural and handcrafted. Generally speaking, depending on the style of game you're making, on what makes more sense, and all that, if your map is big enough, it really does not need procedural generation. Like, it really depends. It's like Project Zomboid has been called to procedural generation a number of times. The dev said, absolutely not, we never planned to. And I would actually argue in Project Zomboid, procedural generation would be the incorrect direction to go with. Having a handcrafted and nicely made map is going to get them way better results than procedural generation would be for a game like that. This game for me feels absolutely a-okay as a handcrafted map. It's like Satisfactory is a handcrafted map, and I don't see a real reason to procedurally generate that map. Maybe if you had like thousands of hours, you'd wish there was procedural generation, but the map is giant enough that there's already enough opportunity to mix it up. Whereas a game like Factorio, because it's so much less depth and exploration, that's when I feel, on the other hand, really did need procedural generation to have the map work out well. Yeah, no, this one I think going this route, honestly, a lot of the better survival games that people tend to talk about don't use procedural generation on a real level. Like, you've got The Forest is not procedurally generated, to my understanding. I believe that's handcrafted. Green Hell is handcrafted. This is handcrafted. Valheim is procedural generation. Project Zomboid already hired a guy to develop some procedural generation stuff, mainly applied to the new Wilderness Only map. They talk about their latest block. Yeah, but I thought that was procedural generation in regards to, like, moving around, like, where animals would show up, where their paths are going to show up. Basements are going to be effectively a procedural generation in that a house will be eligible for a basement, and there'll be a randomization on what basement is there, if a basement is there, that kind of thing. Like, each run, which technically follows a procedural generation. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, but I don't believe you're gonna have, like, procedurally generated town. Alright, I am gonna respect his wishes and give him the medicine I have zero confidence in. Yes, thank you 1,000 times. I'll reward you properly, but not now. I need to tend to my wife. Come back later, and I hope she'll be better. Don't worry about her, just help her. Wait for next season. She's gonna be dead, isn't she? You know that... Yeah, now there's not a good place to put it. If I put it down in the middle, it's going to cover, like, a lot of context down there. If I put down the left, it covers our food. Put down the right, it covers our equipment. And then anytime I go up and I pull up the menu for, like, management, it's on the left. There is just, like, not a good place. So I'm not too worried about it covering the things on the right. Can't wait for Oxbow to come to console. Oh. There's actually a person mining in here. Okay, so I already finished all the quest stuff for today. Well, for this season. We dealt with that quest down there. So let's go back home. And getting our set of houses going, all that kind of stuff. Really like the about the new map. Them putting a little mining town with people in it. Yeah. I didn't play enough of the old map, because like I said, I only played for like half of one stream on the old map. It's like, this game looks good, but like for me streaming it at the moment, it was like, yeah, but I just can't justify it kind of thing. Like, it was just really not doing well on Twitch, and it was definitely a game that looked like it was a significant time investment. Whereas, like, right now, they just had an update. You know, there's a bunch of people checking it out and all that, which has made it a lot more sound of a game to play right now. And so since I've already put a bunch of time into it, it's like, yeah, let's just go with it and see where it goes. But yeah, as long as people are tuning in and hanging out and all that, yeah, I'll keep playing. Eventually people start winding down. They'll be like, oh, now, like, usually a lot of these games will get to kind of a grind phase where it's just taking you a long time to collect your resources and all that. And that's where you usually start seeing people drop off. That's true of these games, tycoon-style games, city builders. They all run into that kind of same problem where if they get to the point of too grindy, a lot of people won't hang out for it. Now, weirdly enough, like with chopping down trees specifically, it seems people have near infinite patience. But like, if you're just going up picking up rocks all the time, you have to like find ways to break it up to keep it interesting for people. Versus if, you know, you're playing on your own, you'd probably sit there and just grind out all the rocks you need to do whatever it is you're trying to do. But that's being a creator, like content creator versus, you know, normal gameplay kind of thing. Alright, so we need to build some more houses. No, it's probably you. Trying to make a little bit of room. Why are you standing around judging me? They're all just standing there like staring at me with
Talk with me. I just don't like conversations about weather, crops, animals, children, politics.
Yes, this whole hill is too uneven. We have reached the hamlet level of development. We'll have a little lumberjack inside all of us. Alright, we'll wait till they're built to build the roads. Alright, so let's see if we have logs laying around here that I can put to use.
The only time when you're not sure if you're sweating
If it's a decent amount, we'll grab them. If it's just like next to nothing, we won't worry about it. We'll just leave them there, that way they have the supplies. Alright. I think part of what helps a lot with the tree cutting in these games is like there's a lot of the processes you don't noticeably change the map at any reasonable level. Like it's a very slow process. Like when you're breaking the rocks here, they don't really go away. So you don't have the like satisfaction of like watching the map slowly change. But when you cut down a tree, you instantly have a stump there. Like you very immediately see the difference you've made in the map. Because that to me is one of the big draws to like games like this is, you know, you go from having a forest up here, you get to slowly watch this community build, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I only move the stumps when I need to. I was informed pretty early on that the
I have a feeling that even
like that the way the trees respawn is where the stumps are, which is a really weird design choice on their part. I've seen a game called Paxtia. I don't believe so. It is possible that someone's mentioned it to me in the past. I've just not Not recalling off the top of my head. Agrees that they need a way to plant trees. Or even just have it so there's like a way in the game for trees to just happen. I think it's why Minecraft is great today. You can clear a forest and level an area at immediate progress results. Yep. Instant gratification. You do the thing, and 2 seconds later, you get to see the results. I've had people ask like why Minecraft is so popular before. Like especially not so much on stream. I think a lot of people get it. But like, you know, people are just like why are people into this weird like pixely game when there's so many games with better graphics? Like, well, right. As you kind of go, you remember how like G.I. Joe had the cool toys, and then these other ones had the cool toys. You had all those kind of things, and then you have, you know, Lego. Now, if I build something out of Lego and I compare it to a G.I. Joe, the G.I. Joe looks better. Like if you're trying to make like a tank out of Lego versus a tank made out of just straight up is plastic molded to be a tank, it's gonna look better. You know what's more fun a lot of times? Lego. Because you can keep doing all sorts of creative, interesting things with it. It's like, yeah, Minecraft is Lego. That's what it is. Minecraft is this generation's Lego. And it's probably here to stay unless, you know, something else swaps in. Because they're just simply, you know, it's cost effective versus Lego is extremely expensive. I've heard really good things about Vintage Story. I personally haven't checked it out yet, but I have heard good things about it in general. You may or may not have spent a ton of money on Legos the past week. Well, that's fine. This isn't me bad-mouthing anyone who gets Lego. I literally got Lego for Christmas. I have spent entirely too much on Lego as well. Not recently, but not that long ago. But like, Minecraft is like inexpensive Lego. Obviously, it's not a direct replacement, but you get the idea. It gives you the same opportunity for that creativity and all that kind of stuff. You miss your Legos that you sold 10 years ago, so I bought some. Gotcha. We didn't, in our family, we didn't end up selling them, but we did give a lot of them to, like, I think niece and nephew, as well as stuff like that. Because, you know, they're going to get way more mileage out than me. Except for, like, we got, like, the Millennium Falcon and all that as, it's, like, a really good year, so, like, me and Tomb got, like, the big Millennium Falcon for ourselves, like, as our, like, Christmas gift for ourselves. That, it wasn't really in the budget or whatever, but it's just one of those things. They're like, yeah, you know, it was a good year. I think I just, like, gotten a promotion. She had just gotten a raise. Or actually, I think maybe she got the promotion, I got the raise. It doesn't matter. But like, we just had, like, multiple things of good news. We're like, yeah, let's splurge a little. Let's have fun. I don't remember the exact things we were celebrating, but it's like, why not? That's been a couple years, though. You only live once. Correct. You have some Millennium folks that came in a bulk Lego lot. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm curious. The Lego kit I got for Christmas, it's the Mars rover. So I was like, okay. That'd be a fun one to potentially do on stream. Nurse says, when you moved, addresses. And my sister, you told my sister I didn't care what I had gotten rid of, but my Legos were staying, and I was adamant on that. That's fair. That's fair. Like, Lego is... Oh my goodness. Lego's both expensive and, you know, it's one of those things you can do, like, so much with it. Like, I remember they used to have, like, entire rules around what was effectively, like, Lego tabletop, like, rules kind of thing. So, like, Warhammer 40k kind of thing. Me and my brothers tried that, like, once or twice. We couldn't really get into it, but we knew people who had. It seemed neat, but there was just too many rules. It was one of those things, you had, like, this rule book that was, like, 30, 40 pages long, like Warhammer 40k rule book, so it's like, okay... This is more than I'm willing to learn. It's Lego, but with way too many rules to it. We have Lego at home. What am I hearing? Is it deer? That is not deer. I don't think it chased. Okay. Oh, right. I need to make a new hammer. And so you just got a mod for Skyrim that lets you pet the doggo? I mean, the fact that wasn't part of the base game is already a massive failure on Bethesda's part. Let's see, you're talking to selling your Legos a while back. I wasn't using them for years, and they're collecting dust at our storage Grimes, so you sold the whole thing well under what it's worth. Yeah, that's not unusual. If you're gonna take something that you'd already owned and sell it, you almost always get nowhere near the value. Because otherwise, if it was anywhere near the value, they would just buy it new. There you go. Alright. You had mostly stuff from the mid-80s and late 90s. Legos usually go up value. Yeah. That's not unusual. They become a collector thing because people want to get all the Lego, can't. Alright. No, like I also had that. Like because like we had Lego, we had Connects, we had Constructs, we had a whole bunch of different ones. Which we enjoyed. Like I think Legos were the ones that had the best opportunity to like survive a long time. Like Constructs I liked the most, but they did break way more often. Because it'd almost be like plastic girdering with these like snap points on all of them. not quite like Connects, is more I-beam-esque. Versus like Connects is more just like little snap bars, these like little joints should snap everything to. Erector. I mean, I'd definitely fail, like, it almost to me depended on what you were trying to build on which was the best. I would definitely say Lego wasn't the best for being able to do anything of size in any timely manner. I liked Constructs, and Erector is also really good. Connects wasn't bad. But I felt like Lego took real long time to do anything of any meaningful size. Alright, so we've got this. So we can reduce our stamina loss, we can take less damage, slow down our need for food and water. Yeah, no, Lego was definitely, I think the Legos were the ones you get the most details with. So you're trying to make like a cool little race car or whatever, like a little thing that you like sit on your desk and look at. Lego was the one that led there. Let's see. Today there are several non-Lego sets that are actually really good, and some compatible with Lego. Yeah, I can believe that. Alright, so you still just need more logs. Oh, the other important thing we did today is we watched Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever. Or whatever it was called. It was a movie. It was fun, but it was like... definitely... is it a good movie? No. No. No, it is not. It is a fun movie, but it is objectively a bad movie. It's fun in the Star Wars holiday special can be kind of fun kind of way. It was certainly something. But part of what makes it fun is it pokes fun of itself on how bad it is the entire time. Where it's like, are you still watching this? I'm honestly thinking something's wrong with you. Like, it is absolutely, like, just Grumpy Cat meme the movie. Those are less expensive and a lot more fun to build. You like building more planes and cars? Gotcha. It doesn't surprise me. Like, back in the day, having the build quality that Lego had, that was really their claim to fame more than anything. It wasn't even, like, the specifics around the kits they made. Those are all good. But it was like, they had these ridiculously narrow tolerances for their manufacturing that was genuinely very difficult for other people to reach. Which meant, even if people want to, like, rip them off, it was extremely difficult to pull off. Like, there was definitely some knockoff brands, you know, popped up from here and there, but they usually stood out real bad because you'd try and combine it with Lego and they wouldn't fit quite right, and you really had to like force them a lot of times, and all that. So when you could get 500 pieces for like 20 bucks, of course, as in like the 90s. Oh yeah, you're talking Lego. Like back in the day, they weren't too terrible. Really? So we just took a death because the tree ever so slowly slid down the hill at us. They came in a metal toolbox? Huh. Interesting. I'm not familiar with those ones. And as far as I can tell, the penalty to this game for death is pretty insignificant. Oh, there's a tree. Yeah, I think I just need to be careful about being down the hill from it. It wasn't like bounce or anything, it was like slowly sliding. And it just counted like I got smacked by it or something. Another classic for the survival genre, where you cut down trees, is that not only will trees kill you, but usually the physics behind it gets real wonky sometimes. Alright, so let's go back and see how far I can get with this now. I imagine sooner or later we're going to switch from using wood to stone. Alright, that gives us another house. Little by little, we're getting more and more workers in here. Okay. Yeah, big thing is I need to unlock more animals and all that. This is a compliment. You look like Paul Rubens and Buffy. I look like Paul Rubens and Buffy? Which character was that? Because I know I watched Buffy, but I don't know actor names. Unless Paul Rubens was the character name, at which point then I have no idea. Oh, he was in the... I don't remember the movie that well, unfortunately. Like, I did see it, I just don't remember it well enough. Pee Wee Herman? Oh. Gotcha. Right, Pee Wee Herman, but actually, like, he wasn't doing his Pee Wee Herman character. Where everyone expected him to be, like, over-the-top, silly nonsense kind of thing. It'd be nice if these trees start growing back. Because we are really quickly going through all of the trees in the area. Yeah, no more trees that direction. They're all gone. I'll probably do is make another path down here along the water. So bring a path down this way and down this way to put more houses than that down here along the water. All right. Okay, so now we're getting to the other side of the road. Oh, I guess not quite. Do they actually regrow? Yeah, I've been told they regrow after a couple of years. That it is very slow for them to regrow, but as long as you leave the stump, they will eventually regrow. All right. They should magically drop saplings along with the wood. Yup. You just plant and instantly it goes from sapling to full tree in just like a couple of seconds. You know, it just... Hey now, calm down, tree. That tree is a little excitable there. Okay, so we can upgrade our storage and all. I don't really know what that does other than probably increase the capacity. Use the fertilizer and magic becomes a tree. Of course. What else would it do? Yeah, so we moved up to being a hamlet now, so that's pretty exciting. I don't know what that really changes for us other than random milestone that's bigger. Actually, here's what we could check. If I look at the town management... Okay, so it still says 70. It could be that just 70 is like a hard cap or whatever. We don't get higher than that. We already have the hen house. The pigsty is what we really want to make happen. That's kind of the big one I need to make happen is the pigsty. And we have all that. Alright, so skills. Alright. Means your tax multiplier is higher? Oh, excellent. I love it. I don't really love it. But, isn't Hamlet just a baby pig? Look, Hamlet is a child pig, not a baby. Alright. Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me that my taxes would be going... I mean, every time you add a building, your taxes go up, but I imagine it's got to get worse. It can't be like just straight up, it goes up by 1 every time. Or not by 1, but like a set amount that you don't have like an incremental increase or whatever. Oh, I actually made a small house. You know what? That's fine. I'm not to worry about. Alright, so we just need more logs again. But first we need to eat and we need to drink some water.
Right.
Just so many people standing around. Do you have Forge yet? Yes, I do. What I need is to get more people assigned to things. And I've been prioritizing food and, like, firewood and all that over anything else. Alright. Alright. That's fine. Okay, so I need to get, like, probably a full extra inventory of wood. Come on, where are you, stone? Alright, so we can go ahead and knock down a bunch more trees. Alright, there should be more down here. Okay. Yeah, we're still low on health, but we're getting quickly through, I believe we are in summer. We're getting into fall soon. It would be nice if I go and get our things sorted out. Alright, I believe it's spring is when we have to pay our taxes. Like, we already paid one round, but let's actually check that. Yeah, so we have taxes, but there's no debt yet. Alright. Go turn this in. Nope, I have another log right there. Cool. Alright, this probably will be enough logs to finish this house off, and then we're ready for 4 more people. Yeah, you can put some decorations up here or whatever. Alright. That's the other thing I haven't done, is I haven't been putting in nearly enough decorations or anything like that. But it also hasn't helped too much. Have we got any rot overall this time? Can you trade with other villages? So I can take stuff to another village and like sell it, kind of thing, is about what we can do. So we can probably grab all this leather. We'll hold on to the salt because we'll end up using that. Grab all the fur. I'm gonna go sell this. Alright, we'll go with that. Okay. So let's work our way back over to the town. Sell a bunch of this stuff we've got piled up. Make shoes from leather. Better profit margin. I don't have what I need to make shoes, I don't believe. Yes, nothing here. I don't believe any type like tailor or cobbler or anything like that. Like, I'm still not that super far along, so there's gonna be a lot of things I'll be like, oh, this is what you should do with that, you should do this. I probably won't have the option. Bags will make a tiny bit more. We can do that. It's also crafting. This does feel like the sort of game that you can absolutely just get away with just producing a ton of something and just selling it. Like, the cabbage, for example, is where most of our money came from the first 2 seasons, is I just mass-produced cabbage and got like 400 or 500 out of it. The issue is I don't have sustainable fertilizer, so I have to buy the fertilizer. And I'm pretty sure we make plenty of money between, like, by growing the cabbage with all that, but, you know, we could definitely do better. Alright. Plus, this counts as production, so it's giving me XP. That's actually the big reason why it's like, okay, I can craft that? Yeah, let's just do it. Hi, you. Alright. So we've got tons of reputation with the area. I haven't seen it like do a huge amount, but we also haven't really checked super carefully.
How can I help you?
Alright, so the furs. $130. $114. No, you're not worth anything. I can sell you. Alright. So that does give me a whole bunch. And this was, I found this game interesting that they really didn't have hardly anything you could do so far as, fall crops or whatever. Which is an interesting observation. Oh, no, here we go. Autumn. So I could grow wheat. I need fertilizer. Let's grab 10 of those. I don't see how much money I have anymore. They need to have it so you can see the money on this screen.
Best goods in good luck.
Hey!
Well, I'm stuck, lady. Yeah, massive hunting and cooking is profitable once you unlock fancy foods. Yeah. Like for right now, I'm just gonna have them able to start growing stuff. I'm assuming the game is smart enough that if something is out of season and I put it on the farmland, it won't just plant it anyways. Because it's one of those things that, like, if it is always objectively the wrong answer to do something, and the game's just like, yeah, that's fine. It's like, but why? I've run into that plenty in the past. Where you're like, you misclick something, you're like, why are you letting me do this? Now, granted, there's far worse. Like in RimWorld, you can go and say, like, alright, well, I want to go and, like, this person has a heart blockage. I want to go ahead and install a bionic heart and accidentally click to remove their heart instead. And there's no, like, hey, you sure you want to just kill that person? I don't think that's what you wanted. They don't have anything like that. It's just like, who am I to judge? Alright. So you can put all this in resources. They'll probably replant all the cabbage. I don't have access to the fishing hut yet. If I had access to it, I absolutely would, but I don't. That is one thing I've noticed. Whenever it comes to, like, suggestions I get in almost all these games, I tend to just get, like, a lot of times it's the same suggestions, but it'll be just stuff I don't have. It happens a lot. Alright, so management. Are you saying you're out of tools? I thought you were saying you're out of fertilizer. No, you got some simple bags. Yeah, so you should be good with that. Alright. Oh, I just saw this. Start with that. Cool. So hopefully those... What's missing? XP. Because a lot of things all level separately, so it's just XP. So we are gradually leveling everything as we run around doing stuff, but... There's definitely better ways to tackle a lot of this. Alright, so let's go to our kitchen that I've got way too much assigned, so I'm staring at being like, we don't have what I need. Yeah, so you're roasting meat. Alright. Buckasar milk. We don't have milk. We don't have eggs. We don't have oats. We don't have rye. We're not gonna be able to do salted meat. The mushrooms we can do. We don't have beetroot. We don't have onions. We don't have carrots. Alright, so yeah, so we got porridge, and we got mushroom soup that we're making. And we're not going to worry about the fish, because we can't do that. Yeah, that's good. So we got roasted meat, and we're using the roasted meat to make porridge and other stuff. So let's go here and say 20%, 20%. Actually, let's check. Do I need roasted meat or just regular meat for the porridge net? Just regular meat? Okay. So roasted meat, you're out. We're done. We're just going to make porridge and we're going to make soup for the time being. Okay. Alright, so we've got more recipes without supplies on them. What recipes do I have that it's unhappy about? It's probably still the same ones. You're still mad. What are you mad about? No item fertilizer. I literally just dropped off 50. Do you want me to hand deliver it to you? Is that what my understanding is right now? Here, I'll go get it for you. It's okay. I'm not going to point fingers directly at you, to your face, but I think it's you. Did you put it in the building or storage? I did. It's just being weird. We can just go right to the building directly and say, here, I have you.
Sorry, but I'm not a miracle worker. I can't do something out of nothing.
Shh. It's right there. There you go. I think you figured it out. Did you figure it out? Are you doing it? Hasn't talked too much. They do. Yeah, I think she's gonna go and like tear up the already harvested cabbage. Alright. So meanwhile, while that's happening, I'm gonna take 2 seconds because I need to use the restroom. So I'm gonna go quickly do that and I'll be back here in just a moment. So thank you again so much for tuning in. I'll be back here in just a moment. So thank you again for tuning in. Could you not bang in that door? I would like you to keep... I want the door. Stop hitting the door. I want the door. Thank you. Well, it's spring and summer. Let's get this planted. Because that is the season we are in. That's literally what I'm growing right here as well. That is... It's fine. The tree's gone. We don't get to have this tree.
Hey, where are you guys at the venue?
Jonathan. Bartender Jonathan!
Just in front of stage, center stage.
I see you.
How was I supposed to stop? Let me check my asshole. Wash your hands. Just go this way.
Hello.
I was just trying to find the scarf. I was like, if I find the scarf, I'll find Marcus.
And mine to toss alone.
Side quest beach offensive. I need something to trigger that. That's not what I really had. Okay, I mean, it worked. Because that shotgun trap on the door there. Friends, don't mind me.
Thank you.
I have been kicked from the server due to malformed packet detected as I'm being grabbed.
Hey.
Alright, and we are back. I didn't pause the game, I probably should have. But all they've been doing is they're just working on the field little by little. Which is good. Grow my plants. Grow my plants. Thank you. Alright, so let's go back to town and see real fast if we can't get ourselves 4 more people to fill in some of these jobs that aren't jobbing right now. Alright. But we are officially up to the point of making soup. Heck yeah, we're making, like, cabbage and meat soup. I don't remember what kind of soup it was. Porridge, maybe? No, I thought porridge had wheat in it, or, like, some type of grain. I don't remember. It's fine. And then we're also making mushroom soup. We're making the soup of the mushy mush. So that is quite excellent. But yeah, so I think the big thing I would like next more than anything else is the pig pen kind of thing. It is forager making, not sure how. I believe it's cabbage and meat is what I've got going in there. Maybe water as well. I would assume it requires water. You need some kind of liquid. Yeah, no, I thought
My favorite activity.
porridge required that.
Have you ever
How are you?
wondered what a world without kings would look like?
My butt's itching. Did I say that out loud?
Travels are all very well, but I would love to.
How are you? Life is a constant process of development.
All right. Okay, so we've got our 2 people here. So first, you get to move into the simple house. Nice. Welcome, welcome. And you get to move into the simple house. All right, and let's see here. So we have Junie is like literally across the board, anything, and you are really good at farming and crafting. Okay. Well, I do feel like I keep wanting to put people on trying to handle the food as much as possible. If I go and put you here, so it does qualify as that. So we are going to go there. What materials do you need? Oh, for like right now. We're gonna set that up to its max and see if we can't get ourselves a chicken. I'm not seeing a thing about feed though. Well, no, because there's definitely a resource called animal feed. Yeah, I'll definitely need to get that. We have no animals. And so yeah, the other person was the one who's like good at everything a little bit. Alright, so we got tools that need to be made. Okay, so we got you assigned as a craftsman here. And we go here. And I want you to spend time making buckets. And wooden bowls. Alright. I also have a feeling that I'm going to need, I'm gonna end up needing more woodcutters. We'll see. Alright, so we need chickens. And then we just need to get tools going.
Hello there.
I've heard about a man who ran a whole village entirely by himself.
Alright, we'll grab you and assign you to the other house. Yep. Okay, and you are best at gathering, I think you said? Oh, no, that was, I think, the social interaction one. I think we have literally nothing under there. So you are fishing, I think is what that one is, but we don't have that. So you are decent extraction and farming. I might actually assign you to this and tell you just to keep making fertilizer. I could also assign you to the smithy. Cool. And for the smithy, make whatever bars we can get ore for. Oh, don't do the throwing stones. We haven't had need for those. Or actually... Oh, for hunting or combat? Yeah, go ahead and add that. And you have no tool. What tools do you need? You need a hammer. Well, that's okay. So you'll build your own hammer. That's fine. Alright, so I've got a smithy. Alright, so... if we can correct the smithy's issue, we can get that. The barn is unhappy about the lack of assignments. But we need to find where we can get a chicken. Alright. Hey, Bentley, how's it going? I'm assuming we buy the chicken from somewhere in here. I'm doing pretty good.
How can I help you?
So you're the herbalist.
How is life treating?
Get a bunch of tools and weapons and all that for me.
Can I have a good day?
How are you?
We've got fish of various kinds and all that.
Only goodbye.
Hello there.
You have the animal feed.
Wants to so long.
What do you want to buy? Chickens. You're the jeweler or whatever it was, but I'll check you anyways.
Whatever. Have a nice day.
And a person who sells clothes. We already have the large pouch? Yeah, we already have the large pouch.
Do you need? It was nice seeing you.
How do you do? Goodbye.
Trying to think of where else I could buy them. Oh, we just unlocked the pigsty. If you remember correctly, you need to look for chickens. You can buy the... You can buy the... You can look at the spot. I'm so confused. Oh, like, I walk up to a chicken, and then I'll get, like, a prompt, or, like, I can click on and I get a prompt to buy the chicken. Like, click on, I get a prompt or whatever. That's a goose. So they have horses. Check outside the other side of town. I feel like it's gonna be over there. Because I can get a chicken or two, that might be good. And then we'll have to figure out animal feed. We also have... Pigs are now available. I'm hoping this little farm over here will have the chickens then. Chicken run, if you will. And you've got a farm here. Looks like you're doing hay for feed. Okay, so it is you highlight the animal. What I need to find, though, is where the heck the chickens are. Okay. Not all towns have all animals? Right, it'd be a little weird for this town to be the one that doesn't have the animals, but I could see it. I mean, I need to travel to one of their towns. I really don't want to deal with it. Hey, Iggy, how's it going? I did have myself a good Christmas. I hope yours was good as well. Alright, so you got people growing stuff.
How can I help you?
Let's see. Where can I find farm animals, chickens? Okay.
Goodbye.
You are correct. I gotta go down to the mine. And for those who don't know, Iggy made absolutely fantastic content creator on the platform. Highly recommend. Plays a variety of game. Let's see what they've got going on recently. House Flipper 2, which is a good time. We played that. Definitely something that was worth checking out. One of your TikToks really took off. Got over 250,000 views. Nice. Absolutely fantastic. Congrats. It's always nice when you have a video like It just hits the algorithm just right. Okay. Ooh, 1 second. I got something in my eye. Ugh. And then I got some of my glasses that's got my eyes all irritated. Give me just a moment to clean that up. Because regardless, it's not fun when that happens. Now, the downside is I don't think I can actually get down to the mine before the season ends and it kicks me back to my house. Because you did a marathon recently, you did House Flipper 2, Ship Graveyard Sim 2, Passport Out 2. So I don't know Passport Out 2. I know Ship Graveyard Sim. I didn't realize there was a Ship Graveyard Sim 2. I remember that one was one of those ones that's fun, but kind of real jank. But it was one of those ones where you had to like go up to like the various bolt points and like grind them out. And there's like different ones you had to like take a welder to cut them and all that. So it's kind of cool. It's just it's in that realm of simulation games that like the engine's really kind of a mess. But you know, it was a lot of fun. Passport Out is an art game. You play as a struggling artist and do little quests to draw things for people. Very unique and chill. Oh, I think I saw that one. I haven't tried that one yet. Sorry, I'm just trying to clean up my glasses. I got little, I think I got like little floofs on it or something. Trying to use the light here so I can actually see what I got going on here. Here's what I need to do. Actual eyeglass cleaner. Because, I mean, we're basically waiting for the season change at this point. I can't get anything else done in the time we have that's meaningful. I'd hoped to snag the chickens. And then get someone working at the chicken coop. So we could start upping our animal stuff. And while I was running around trying to make that happen, we gained the level in animals I was trying to get. So we can get pigs. That said, I've already got the chicken coop built. We'll definitely want to make the pigsty next, because my understanding is once you get the pigsty, fertilizer becomes not a big problem. And that means we'll be able to grow crops without that much of pain. And that'll be the point that we start having our food solidly handled. This eyeglass cloth is not doing well. Like, the glasses are getting clean, but I'm just smudging some of the other stuff around. Excuse my shirt. That thing's not doing any good. Alright. Because I like being able to see, if you don't mind. So it's not the sequel to Papers, Please? No, I know they had the Contraband Police or whatever it is. We tried that. And I know there's a lot of people who really like that game. I personally found like the random people showing up trying to intercept you, like doing stuff, I found incredibly annoying in like a not fun sort of way. But that was just me. Like I liked a lot of the other mechanics, but you just drive around and people would just appear and start shooting at you. And the idea was that they ambushed you, but it was like so scripted, it was like really just kind of annoying. Oh yeah, okay. I think when I played it there was like really no settings available in the game. Yeah, so we got the pigsty. So that's good. We'll definitely want to set that up. All right, I'm gonna go see if I can't find. I'm gonna try and get these glasses cleaned up because I've just made this worse. So bear with me a moment. I'm okay if you're anxious, so long as we don't get anxious. Right now, I don't want to see anxious on our character. We're just gonna see if our Nimble 5 will carry us through. Now, our hope is that we actually got the zombies off the car. Sure. There we go. It's kind of wiggling to get the trailer to shift, and then turning the wheels straight so I have less resistance. Okay, so I've got an actual cloth here that's made for this. We'll try this one. I had one on my desk, but I think it just needs to, like, be cleaned up because I was depositing as much junk as I was getting off my glasses. There's every once in a while you'll get a situation with your glasses where you just can't quite get it clean. It's incredibly infuriating. Because if you don't get it clean, you get headaches. Still fluff on that. Why are you being this way? I mean, you're not missing too much in the game at the moment. Because we're waiting for the season change. I could probably go sleep and trigger it fast, but right now I need to get my glasses sorted. It's like moving smudges all over the place. I'll try that. Okay, that seems better. No, it doesn't. What is the deal? Okay, I think we're good now. I'm sorry about that. Alright. So, what the heck are we going? Like, it's especially bad when you have the glass, like the light right here, because if there's any specks on the glasses, they like light up. Oh no, what is that I'm seeing? There's something reflecting, but from where? Oh, I am actually seeing that light reflecting on my pupil back onto the glass. That is what I am seeing. So it's not even the light reflecting on the glass, which is anti-glare. It's reflecting off of my eyeball onto the glass. Because it's like, what? But I was pulling it away and all that, I'm like, what? And it wasn't until I got really far away that I could actually see it was the glare on my eyes itself. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and take my eye out. Don't worry, that'll definitely solve the problem. Let me guess, this lady's gonna be dead. Because instead of getting proper doctor medicine, he's like, give me some pig lard. That'll break that fever. And it's like, you may wanna consult a medical profession. Even as not great as medical professionals were in medieval times. You know, I feel like we can do better than pig. Well, that's the worst thing he made. It wasn't even like, this is like the guy's like, oh yeah, we have this family remedy that'll fix up almost anything. And then there's like the surgeon in town, and he's like, oh, don't talk to that quack in town. Like this is the good stuff. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't big lard, it was badger lard. That he's gonna make medicine out of badger lard. And I'm like, what? You're gonna use animal fat as like a cure for a fever? Like, sure, maybe if they have like a protein deficiency or something. Like, that's the only way I see that working. It makes all the difference in the world. Alright, so what's going to end up happening here, chat, is I'm going to quickly, first of all, for those of you who are watching on the YouTube side, the YouTube stream is going to end and then start back up, but all of us here on Twitch and TikTok, you're going to stay, and that's just because I can't switch game categories in the middle of the stream. Yell at YouTube, not at me. I can't do anything about that on my end. But don't forget to like and subscribe over on YouTube. But we are about the halfway point during the stream, and for those who have been here before, I do